Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. Before we begin today's daily quiz, an important announcement. As you all know, tomorrow is the UPSC Prelims examination for 2022. And tomorrow itself at 8 p.m. live on our YouTube channel, we will be discussing with you the paper 1 of the prelims examination. We will be analyzing the paper, discussing each and every question subject wise, and also with the help of our experts and their years of experience, we will be telling you what should be the expected cutoff for the prelims examination 2022. So in case you are appearing for the examination tomorrow, do join in at 8 p.m. live on our YouTube channel. If you are not appearing for the examination, even then do join in, because as you know, analyzing the previous year papers is one of the most important things in your preparation. So do join in live at 8 p.m. on our YouTube channel tomorrow. Also remember, it will be both in Hindi and in English. So the Hindi discussion will go on our Hindi YouTube channel, while the English discussion will go on right here on this YouTube channel of BYJU'S IAS. Now let's begin the quiz with question number 1 on your screen. Consider the following statements with regards to Arya Samaj. Number 1. The Samaj opposes worship of images, animal sacrifice, rituals on behalf of ancestors, basing caste upon birth rather than upon merit, untouchability, child marriage, pilgrimages, priestly craft, and temple offerings. Second, it has worked to further female education and intercaste marriage, has built missions, orphanages, and homes for widows, has established a network of schools and colleges, and has undertaken famine relief and medical work. Third, it upholds the infallibility of the Vedas and the doctrine of the karma. Which of these given statements about Arya Samaj is or are correct? The correct answer here is D. All the 3 given statements are correct, as I am sure all of you would have read about Arya Samaj sect. The reason why this is in the news is because the Supreme Court has recently pointed out that a marriage certificate issued by Arya Samaj is not an official proof of marriage. The Supreme Court has said that Arya Samaj is a sect, while the responsibility of issuing such certificates is with the official authorities which are recognized by the government. And Arya Samaj is not an official authority that has been empowered to issue such certificates, and that is why such a marriage certificate issued by Arya Samaj would not be considered as a valid proof of marriage. Next, question number 2. The recently discovered plant, ribbon weed or Posidonia australis in Australia's Shark Bay area is unique because it is: number 1, the world's oldest plant; number 2, the world's largest plant; number 3, the world's widest plant; and number 4, the world's most poisonous plant. The correct answer here is B. It is in the news because it has been considered as the world's largest plant ever discovered. If you read this news from the Indian Express, you will get to know a lot more details about this. This is the world's largest plant and is over 4,500 years old. The scientists say that this particular plant is actually 180 kilometers long, which can be the distance between Mumbai and Pune. This is the world's largest plant and has been discovered by researchers from Flinders University and the University of Western Australia. It covers an area of 20,000 hectares, while the second largest plant would only have 43.6 hectares, which is in the US. Even earlier also, this seagrass was known to the scientists, but they did not know that it is a part of one single plant, and that has been established now. By looking at the age of the plant, the scientists are sure that sometime in the Harappan era, the plant took root in the Shark Bay, and it is still spreading and overcoming every single thing in its way. Next, question number 3. Consider the following statements with regards to the Employees Provident Fund Organization. Number 1. It is a government organization that manages provident fund and pension accounts for the workforce engaged in the organized sector in India. Second, it implements the Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provisions Act of 1952. Third, it is administered by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Which of these given statements is or are correct? The correct answer here is A. 1 and 2 are correct. The third is wrong because it is under the Ministry of Labour and Employment of the Government of India and not under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The first and the second statements are correct. The reason why this is in the news is that the Union government has approved an interest rate of 8.1% for the EPFO for financial year 2022. This rate of interest was earlier recommended by the Central Board of Trustees of the EPFO, and now the government has also ratified the same. Last year, the interest rate recommended by the board of EPFO was 8.5%, which was then ratified by the Finance Ministry in October 2021. The EPFO, as you know, has a subscriber base of over 6.7 crore people. This news of declining rate of interest from 8.5% to 8.1% is seen as a major hit to the working class, who see this instrument as a good saving instrument to beat inflation year after year. However, since the government does not have enough money, if government would have retained 8.5% rate of interest, that would have resulted in a deficit of rupees 3500 crore for the government. Next, question number 4. Consider the following statements with regards to the National Achievement Survey (NAS). Number 1. The NAS is an exercise carried out annually to monitor the health of country's school education system. Second, it assesses the students at the end of classes 3rd, 5th, 8th and 10th. And third, the first edition was carried out in the year 2001. Which of these given statements is or are correct? The correct answer here is B. Second and third statements about NAS are correct. The first is wrong because it is not carried out annually. It is carried out every alternate year. So once in 2 years is when the survey is actually carried out. It is carried out to assess the learning outcomes of the students, how much are they learning in the schools across the country, and it takes into consideration students who have just passed out of these classes, 3rd, 5th, 8th and 10th. This is an article in the Indian Express today which talks about the nationwide NAS conducted by the Union Ministry of Education. As per this survey, between 2017 and 2021, the literacy and numeracy skills of school students have gone down considerably across all the subjects and all the grades. The pandemic has also had a major role to play in this. The article tells you that the first edition was carried out in the year 2001, and in the beginning, the survey was supposed to be an independent project of the NCERT. But soon after, it was made a part of the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan for universalization of elementary education across the country. Since 2017, the students of all the 4 grades are covered on the single day, while earlier it was not really the case. The sample size is usually of 1 to 2 lakh students in each cycle, and overall 20 lakh students are covered in the entire survey on one single day. The survey has also pointed out towards a disparity depending upon the regions. For example, except for Punjab and Rajasthan, the performance of almost all the states has declined as compared to 2017 levels. In terms of 2021 numbers, 14 states and 4 union territories have performed below the national average numbers that we have. Next, we have a previous year question from 2021. Which one of the following is a reason why astronomical distances are measured in light years? Number 1. Distances among stellar bodies do not change. Second, gravity of stellar bodies do not change. Third, light always travels in a straight line. And fourth, the speed of light is always the same. The correct answer is D. The speed of light is always the same. As you know, light year is a distance that the light travels in 1 year in vacuum. And since counting such a distance in kilometers or miles would have had a huge number, that is why we have decided to go with light year. And that's why the answer here is D. Next, we have a fact of the day, and today we will be discussing about Section 25 company. Now, what exactly are these kind of companies and why exactly are they in the news? The reason why this is in the news is, as you would know, the ED or the Enforcement Directorate has summoned Congress leaders Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi in their National Herald newspaper case. Now, what exactly is this case and what is the connection with Section 25 company is what we will be discussing here. Now, the story goes back to 2013. In 2013, BJP Member of Parliament Subramaniam Swamy had filed a case in which he said that the Gandhi family had acquired a newspaper called the National Herald. Now, how did they acquire it? They acquired it through an organization called Young India. Young India is a Section 25 company, and the Gandhi family has 86% stake in this particular company called Young India. Now, the point is that Section 25 companies, as per the Companies Act, are not for profit companies, and no dividend can be given to any shareholder or any director since they are not for profit. So, as per the Gandhi family, there was no money involved and they are not getting any monetary benefit from this particular deal. Section 25 company is a company which is similar to Section 8 company, which is a not-for-profit charitable company made for the objective of promoting art, literature, science, charity, etc. Now, the most important point about Section 25 companies are that they cannot give any payment of any dividend to any of its members or shareholders. Even if they make a profit, they have to invest that money in their work and they cannot pay it out to the members or the shareholders. Some of these companies include the Reliance Foundation, Reliance Research Institute, the Azim Premji Foundation, Coca-Cola India Foundation, etc. Now remember, Section 8 of 2013 Act is the same as Section 25 of 1956 Act. So when the Act was originally introduced in 1956, the same provisions were written in Section 25. Now that the law was amended in 2013 and a new law was introduced, the Companies Act of 2013, the same rules were written under Section 8. So don't be confused between Section 8 and Section 25 since they are both the same. The experts say that most people who are looking to form a charitable entity form a company under Section 25 rather than a trust structure, because most of the foreign donors want to contribute to a company rather than a trust, because the companies are much more transparent and can give disclosure, and the trust on the other hand do not really give these kind of financial disclosure about where exactly are they spending their money. The matter is still sub judice and the court will decide whether or not there has been any financial discrepancy in this particular case of the Gandhi family acquiring the National Herald through a Section 25 company. This is it for today's daily quiz. Thank you so much for watching.